All right, everybody, welcome to another session. My name is Jayant Rasamsetti. I'm the founder of Pixeltests. So today we have a very interesting, blockchain participant. Congratulations, Gurvinder. You finished the blockchain certification with IIT Madras, CCE, and Pixeltests. He has a fantastic background, very different from what typically people see. Even in the application he wrote, he's 12th class pass. He's a crypto trader since a while, since irrespective of the bear market or the bull market, he's been trading, etc. Would love to know from his own mouth, what his journey has been so far. Welcome, Gurvinder, once again. Yeah, so
Thank
please
you, sir.
talk us about your very, very interesting background. Mostly people who come are like tech people, folks, etc. who want to upskill. Please, would love to know your background.
Sir, around 2016, I went to college. Then after 2 years, I dropped out because the education doesn't look good to me because it looked like it's obsolete. So after that, I joined my father's business in construction line for like 2 years. Then after that, I left. Then I do a job in hospitality and 1 year. And after around 2019, I also spent 1 year in accountant. My father has a friend, he's a CA. I worked there. And after 1 year, I went into fitness industry for 2 years. I work as a gym instructor and nutrition expert. Then after COVID, around 2020, I started crypto because I was studying about the banks and how they are working, the money, the fundamentals of money. Everybody, since childhood, everybody, I ask the people about the currency, how it is, but there was no one who can explain me how the fundamentals of money is working. So I was fascinated the idea how these elites behind the banks, how they are controlling the civilization from many years. So it was fascinating to me. So after that, I did crypto trading, and I did not went to the rabbit hole of blockchain, Bitcoin. So the message pop up to the YouTube of yours. So I decided to take action. So the Pandurang sir explained everything in details, how the proof of work, how the proof of stake, everything, how it's the fundamentals deeply. I was very excited. I just completed in just 1.5 months. Uh, and then again, I do it again because I was just consuming all day. So I have to consume slowly, and then I rewatch all the videos again because I was very excited. So after I understand all the fundamentals, I just realized it's a revolutionary. Blockchain is a revolutionary thing. So the course was very good. How the sir explained everything in details. I never see somebody as explain about blockchain in details in any YouTube or any article. People just selling the courses without explain in details, like the sir explain about details about how the proof of work is working, what is the technology, what is like the pure fundamental hexadecimal, lot of stuff.
Wow, that's fantastic. So let me just rewind back a little bit. So your obvious family is in business, your dad was in business, so you already
Yeah,
have that mindset of, not a job mindset, and then gym instructor, and then you're doing multiple.
yeah.
And then you have this. I want to just spotlight on that thought. Key banks are something is going on. Many people don't think like that. How
Yes.
do you get that thought? Like fundamentally thinking about
uh,
currency, decentralization or centralization. I mean, these were organic thoughts. Seems like they were brewing up. Can you explain
uh,
that?
yes, I was studying about the occultism. In Latin it's a hidden, there is a hidden world which is like spiritual world.
What is that called?
Occultism,
Okay.
it's called hidden. There is like a hidden things which we cannot perceive through our five logical limited senses. And I see how these elites behind the banks, they're like royal bloodlines. For example, Rothschild, you can search anywhere, how they design the banks. For example, an entrepreneur thinks for like 10 to 15 years for vision, but these families would think for generations, and they have hijacked the what I said, hijacked the wealth of the world. So I was very intrigued, and there is lot of stuff, and it was like a intuition. It was like my intuition was like a strong, because I always ask questions to people. So around in my environment, so there is no one who is giving giving me a answer. So I have to study all the stuff, how this civilization is working, how what are they doing, what are these elites are doing behind the government. So I it was a lot of stuff, but I don't know what I say. I just went into rabbit hole, deep rabbit hole, how these things are working, how they are controlling, how they are pulling people. For example, whenever I see there are a lot of developers in Web3, they're like making 100K, 150K. So whenever I ask them about the fundamentals of money, how this is working, where is the idea come from? So they cannot tell me. So it was fascinated to me. Like people just running for the money, but people have no idea. These elites are just printing of million and trillions of money through the banks, and people are just running for the money.
So I know I'm slightly going to digress, but I do want to, because it seems like you have a very first principles thinking or a contrary thinking. What is your idea of money? Like as in currency, jo hai, jo pehle tha, like you've seen Rothschilds, you've seen all these centralized banks, it could be like government banks or private banks. What is the money flow according to you? What is your understanding of that? And now that you have seen currency in a decentralized way, of course, Bitcoin is one, Ethereum is one,
Yes.
there's so many coming up. So what is the difference you're finding? Because you have a very top-down approach, and now you also know the blockchain development through the course, etc.
Yeah.
What are some of the insights, secrets you are beginning to think of?
I think money, I think it's all about just exchange of value. For example, I'm giving you a value. For example, I just giving you a, like you are taking my time 1 hour. It's what I can provide you. Like for 1 hour, I can charge you $100, $200, $1,000, maybe $10,000. It's about how much value I can provide you. Otherwise, money is just an illusion, I can say, because value is just increasing. They are inflating the value. Just I can say it's just a paper they can print. And I think you are familiar with the concept of scarcity, demand, supply. So they are just printing. What's going to happen? The scarcity is going down, the value is just going down. So the fiat, you can see $1 is around like 80 rupees, 81. So for like past in 20 years we can buy things, but right now currently things are getting expensive because of this fiat. I think fiat has no value in my perspective. It's just an illusion.
Wow. Now, I want to slightly circle back to the other interesting point. You said that you don't have like confidence in the traditional education system, etc.,
Yes.
being, etc. And you mentioned that in the beginning. What are your thoughts on that? Can you elaborate on that? Because that's a strong supposition, but it's also all of us understand that. I mean, schools, colleges, be it engineering, medical, etc.
Oh,
They're all not producing good output. What are your thoughts on that, as opposed to programs like these or communities like this or courses first approach?
I think school is just designed to make you a good employee. School is designed to designed to make, like school, it teaches you how to think. No, it school doesn't teach how you get independent thoughts, your individuality, because everyone is unique and everyone is on earth having a unique experience. So 30 30 school children with same dresses, and school is like a 12-step program. If we see in astrology, they're like 12 months. If we see in Christianity, they're like 12 there are 12 what I like to say, there are like 12 signs. So I'm just making it short so everybody can understand. So school is just nothing. I think it's just a brainwashing. because I have chronic allergies for like 6 years, and I used to go to the doctor. He didn't find for a cure, so I have to research for my chronic sneezing problem, because I used to sneeze for like 100 times. I have food allergies, so I just started to realize like the whole education system plus the health education system, everything is just messed up.
Wow, I think Professor Pandarangan would love your contrarian thoughts and the strong, because I think even he believes in that. The fact that something very, very deep is going wrong in multiple dimensions, like
Yes,
not
yes,
only education, healthcare, etc. There needs to be a surgical strike at each of these. Brilliant.
yes.
And so how did you get into trading? And typically I've also seen people who trade crypto trading do not like to do blockchain courses. And like you said, people who do Web3 don't do blockchain. So seems like there are three strata coming out. One is the traders, one is the blockchain core fundamentalists, and then the last one is obviously the Web3 and layer 2 and onwards apps. So what was your journey like, and how did you jump and see progress? Because you've done the course twice, thrice, right?
Because I see this technology, the Bitcoin, it's decentralized, and I see the Ethereum, the ecosystem. There are a lot of billion of projects are building on Ethereum. So I see the job market. So I see there. I see the value simply in cryptocurrency, and in hidden, in occult, in hidden. Crypto is like secret cipher. If somebody has to study, there is a lot of deep of meaning about crypto. So I like this technology because it's evolutionary, and because I like to read, because because I am always hungry all the time for the knowledge. So that's why I went into the rabbit hole about this blockchain fundamentals. So the Pandurang sir explained this stuff very nicely.
Wow. Okay, so now coming back to again that, so now I get the context. So you're a keen, voracious sort of reader or learner about these new technologies. You have a keen intellect and curiosity about fundamentals, like what is currency, what is banking. Not many people think like that. And you hate its schooling system. So obviously you're not the most favorite child in your family, etc. Because even
Yes.
I would always be pushing back. So you get a lot of brickbats from relatives, everybody. I want to know your thought process. I think you joined about 5-6 months ago to the community/course. What was your mindset? So that means before that, what were you struggling with? Did you already independently go to some YouTube videos or blogs or some courses, but you tried it and it didn't work out? What were you struggling with? And then you landed to this. Before you made that decision to purchase and join, what was your mindset?
Because when I saw the seminar and I see the potential and I see the job market, so I think I just go with my intuition. I just go with my gut feeling. I should buy this course, because I was researching about the blockchain fundamentals, and I didn't find a single guy on YouTube who can explain this stuff deeply and in details.
Wow, yeah. So I think one of my friends who runs a very big company, he was telling me, he was like, most of life is about making enough mistakes so that you sharpen your intuition, right? It's all about making your gut better for those split second decisions, right? And if you don't have experiences or contrarian thinking, then you can't make the decisions very, very fast. So coming back to excellent, want to talk about some of the key aspects of like going back to um, the community in terms of have you done the orientation? What were its shifts you've seen in the once you did probably the Earl Nightingale Gold Card, setting up those process, the orientation, listening to like Stranger's Secret, etc. Just because a lot of people miss that the first thing is your mindset, right? There's so much information out there, but systematically saying no to many things. What was your mindset shift as you came in during the orientation, etc.?
When I see the oriented And when you talk about the lizard brain, I was familiar with the idea because if we check our DNA, there is a code. It is manipulated through some outer planetary forces, and you can find evidence everywhere about the lizard brain, and the modern science call it the reptilian complex. It's a survival mechanism. Or like, I think you are understanding what I'm saying.
Yeah, exactly. Perfect. Sorry.
So I was familiar. So mindset is like, I see there is like our universe it's based on duality. So there are like always two forces. So even when you study the whole religion, there is the same theme. There are always two forces are fighting to each other, light and dark. Even behind the religions, for like ancient advanced civilization, there was on like two forces, the duality, and you can see everywhere on this planet. For example, male and female, and negative and positive. So it's an individual choice if somebody wants to make a positive mindset or a negative mindset, because it's a free will of an individual person.
I
That's
just wanted to ask. I mean, I was always curious about how people think about this. Do you think free will exists? I know.
by law I can explain stuff. By law, our birth certificate has a serial number. Okay, our birth certificate has a serial number. If you can research, okay, our birth certificate has a serial number, just like a dollar. Just in dollar, you can see serial number. So as the government, they see us as a product, because when we work, so when we work, for example, 30 to 20% taxes are going to them. So they are doing nothing. So we are just paying to them. The system is designed like this. I can give you the resources about the guys who have studied about this subject for 40 to 50 years. They can explain this stuff briefly.
No, I agree. I wanted to take this opportunity, an anecdote, and talk about an anecdote. So my father passed away recently, and I realized even the death certificate has a serial number. So not only, so there's no the free will kind of doesn't exist, like you said.
Yes. Yeah.
And even the escape barrier, like there's a high barrier to exit as well. Death certificates also have numbers. It's serialized. Then you have like succession certificate, possession certificate, family certificate. So yeah, I agree. I see where you're coming from. Brilliant. So now, and then you went through the whole program. You've done it twice, thrice, because the fundamentals are very, very strong. What's next for you in terms of, so now, your knowledge is really great. You're a first principles thinker, content, and also very articulate about, actually bold and articulate about your thoughts, which is great. Fantastic. I think it's the beginning of the fundamentals for something great. What is your outlook in where the industry is going? Right now, it's a bear market. I know you'd agree that maybe in 2 years, 3 years, it will become a bull market. But what is your outlook right now?
Outlook, it's like right now, from previous months, I learned JavaScript and HTML, CS, and currently I just learn React, the library. And right now I see the job market in Solidity, smart contracts, and there is a lot of demand in developer side. I see the companies require good developers, and as well as smart contract auditors, because there is a lot of issue in security. And the second thing, this technology is like a child crawling on their knees, because it's need a lot of improvement. And according to Boston study, we will see around 1 billion users in crypto around 2028 or 2019, 2029, crypto adoption.
Wow. And are you, so I remember in your application, you said that you're looking for a job or etc. or other opportunities. when you went through the course, right? And, as you go sit through these lectures, etc., you might be getting some ideas, some use cases. It could be like, probably layer 1, layer 1.5, or layer 2, or so on and so forth, or some application or a web 2 application that you want to make it to web 3, etc. Have you had some 2-3 areas of interest that is, naturally coming to you? Maybe it could be like in finance or so on and so forth.
Yes, because I see the Polygon is working on and the ZK rollups, and I see there is a lot of problem in gas optimization, and it's slow. Because if we compare it to the internet, when internet came around 1995,
Yeah.
so even the internet take time. So even this technology, it will take time because it's in a child state. It is not matured. So it will take time.
Yeah, I agree with you. That's one of the bets even we are making as a company and as an individual. As opposed to learning something that's old-fashioned, which we always tell, now is not a great time to learn like some slightly legacy technology, like maybe Java, etc. Not saying that they are bad. It's much better to go where the future is, where the puck is going, where the ball is going. And even if you make incremental efforts there, like even if you know how to write the spelling of blockchain properly, like companies are willing to hire you, provided you're coachable, you're learn, and you're willing to commit. Exactly like how internet was in 95, 2000s, or so on and so forth, early days. And whoever comes here, even if with just the few right steps, sky's the limit. It could be job, it could be startup, it could be consulting. I agree with that big time. And there are other technologies also, but this is definitely a very, very promising. And so much of the world needs this. Like, world does not need, not lambasting anybody, but not many more door delivery startups or 10-minute delivery or like fashion. World needs a lot more decentralization, ownership, tokenization, ability to capture value and not feel like you have been like vindicated, like how maybe the big companies are now, even this call, maybe people are taking the data secretly, etc. Brilliant. Excellent. Okay, cool. So wanted to, we're towards the last bits. I truly wanted to know what is the advice you would give, like for a youngster or somebody in your shoes who's probably a trader or who's a tech geek, or even a regular IT employee or an IT non-IT employee. What is your advice you take before they come into this course or into this sector?
My advice is simple. If someone is passionate, so if somebody is passionate, so even if he works 8 hours, 12 hours, 15 hours, he's not gonna feel it because he's passionate. I see most of the people just run for the money. Do not run for the money. Look out the problems. If you can solve the problem, then there is always a money. That's simple. And second thing in mindset, just believe in yourself. You can do anything. For example, Rome wasn't built in a day. It takes time. So just it's all about consistency, I say.
Wow, brilliant. Those were amazing 2 nuggets towards the end, which is, they're truisms, but basics are as cliche as it might be. Basics are so important, right? One is do not run for money. Many people go after this shiny objects and that's short-term thinking, not long-term. And B, patience and mindset. Rome wasn't built in a day. You really have to grind it out. And like you said, passion doesn't seem like effort if you're doing something you truly like, right? And consistency, like you mentioned. Brilliant. Cool. So thank you so much. I really had a lot of, I enjoyed the conversation a lot. Not many people kind of think differently and are able to articulate and speak, in a contrarian fashion. Kudos to you, sitting in Jalandhar, you're trading. That means it's high intensity work. You've been following the markets. You've also been following history, Rothschilds, etc. And definitely, I think you're going to, crush it or make it big. Thank you, Gurvinder, so much for your time.
Thank you, sir.
Right.